October 5th, we are getting Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's going to be coming out for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and I think that's about it. Now, of course, since this is an annual release that just tries to get all of your money that it can possibly get, they are having a season pass, which will include a couple of DLC packs. I believe the first one is called Legacy of the First Blade. The second one has to do with the city of Atlantis.
Oh.
So that actually sounds kind of cool.
We're going to get some Aquaman up in here. What?
My man!
What?
That's what he says in Justice League.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
Why?
So anyway, we're getting, and additionally, this is interesting as an interesting part of the season pass, and this is also going to be available as a standalone download. Probably, I don't know if they're going to do a physical release, but Assassin's Creed 3 is getting remastered, along with Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation.
The instrument of our liberation.
Yes, of course. Give it back to you.
I give it to the people.
The people. Yes. Assassin's... Well, he is from League of Assassins. I mean, so it's not far-fetched now, is it?
Yeah. That's true. Just makes me think of...
Ryan Club. YouTube.
Remember?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways.
So... Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, that's kind of an interesting choice to remaster, but at the same time, it's kind of the only one that they can do, except maybe the first game. And this isn't the first time they've done this. I remember I picked up Assassin's Creed Revelations for PS3 years ago when it first came out, and as a bonus on the disc, you can install a digital version of the original Assassin's Creed game, which is kind of neat because it did tie back to the assassin from that game. But 3 wasn't... I would say it kind of got a lukewarm reception when it first came out.
What's that one called? Just 3?
Assassin's Creed 3. And it started... we had just gotten a bunch of games with an Italian protagonist, Ezio Auditore, and a lot of people liked him. He was kind of like the James Bond of Assassin's Creed, and like really charismatic, likable guy. And then we got Connor in Assassin's Creed 3, who I used to know how to be able to say his Native American name, but he was like half Native American, half English. So he had a really interesting, perspective on the Revolutionary War, which is when this particular game takes place. By the way, fantastic setting. One of my favorite settings.
For the third one?
Yeah, really, really fun. You can go to, of course, colonial versions of Boston and New York City. So, and they had a really big wilderness area that you could explore. The DLC was actually really good for the game, too. I hope they include that.
Is that like the most recent that's ever Assassin's Creed setting?
The most recent...
there was like a world war, wasn't there?
No. They haven't gone past the 1800s.
So what was the most recent setting?
Syndicate. It took place during Victorian England.
Wait, isn't that older than the Revolutionary War?
Revolutionary War was, 1780s, or no, 1776. Victorian England was like 1850s and beyond. It was like the industrial age.
Oh, okay. Like Sherlock Holmes in the Robert Downey Jr. movies.
I don't think it's that recent.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you had like lots of factories rising up, and maybe it was Sherlock Holmes. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not really familiar with Sherlock Holmes, but I do know that they did Jack the Ripper DLC in that one, so it's kind of around that time.
Okay.
And so they've already. So here's why they kind of don't have a choice if they're going to remaster any kind of Assassin's Creed game right now, with the exception of the first one. They could have done the first one, but I don't think anyone wants to play the first one nowadays. They've already done. They remastered the Ezio trilogy, which is Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. And Assassin's Creed 4 you can already get on PS4 and Xbox One. Like, it's already a current generation title. They just also released it on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 at the time. And they're also doing an Assassin's Creed Rogue remaster. They might have already done that. So lots of Assassin's Creed games to keep track of. How do we do it? I don't know. So it's an interesting choice, but at the same time, if they're going to do one, they have to.
Yeah.
And then Liberation is coming out. Liberation was originally on the PlayStation Vita only, and then they made an HD version on the PlayStation 3 and 360, and that's probably the version that they're going to sell here. And I believe if you buy this separately, like let's say you don't get the season pass for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you can buy this separately and you get both of those games. Or you can just buy the season pass and get them both anyway. It's just interesting that they're giving you 2 full games as DLC.
So a season pass, like, is that you just pay for it once and then you got it, right?
Yeah, instead of buying like individual, because you can do that. You can just, and I think the first game that I bought a season pass for was Assassin's Creed 3, oddly enough. And just whenever they came out with an expansion, you downloaded it and you played it. You've already paid for it.
So is it like it's kind of like cheaper in the long run to go with the season pass?
It is. If you're going to get all the DLC,
Right.
just go ahead and get the season pass. But it still kind of blows my mind. I'm like, really? They're doing a full game here? Maybe I don't know. Maybe they've done this before with other games. It's just kind of, it took me by surprise when I first saw this.
Yeah.
So, if you've never played 3,
now's your chance. I mean,
now's your chance.
good.
I wouldn't poo-poo it. A lot of people did at the time. There's like, Connor's not that likable of a character. While I kind of agree, like he's a bit of a stick in the mud, it tells a really good story anyway.
yeah.
And it tells a really complete story. And just the setting, this was the first one where they actually did different seasons. Like there's winter and summer as time progresses. And, during the winter, like you've actually got to like trudge through snow and it affects your traversal speed, that kind of thing. And you leave a trail. There's hunting in it. It's a fun game. It just got, once Black Flag came out, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag,
Everyone forgot about
it because Assassin's Creed 3 had ship combat, naval combat. That's where this is where it started.
The Black Flag time period.
Everyone
loved that game.
But the naval combat started here, and they were just like, a mission here and a mission there involved naval combat. And then like they basically made a whole game out of that with Black Flag and blew everyone's mind. So, get it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.